I won't let my active psoriatic arthritis joint symptoms define me.
Emerge as you. Tremfya guselkumab is proven to significantly reduce joint pain, stiffness, and swelling in adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Some patients even reported less fatigue as assessed by survey 1 week prior. Results may vary. Tremfya is taken by injection 6 times a year after 2 starter doses at weeks 0 and 4.
Serious allergic reactions may occur. Tremfya may increase your risk of infections and lower your ability to fight them. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms of infection, including fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough. Tell your doctor if you had a vaccine or plan to.
Emerge as you. Learn more about Tremfya, including important safety information, at tremfya.com or call 1-877-578-3527. See our ad in Food and Wine magazine. For patients prescribed Tremfya, cost support may be available.
How about Captain Crunch's Crunch Berries with breakfast?
Whoa, Dad, we're on
Crunch Island. It's Jean Lafoot.
And he stole our crunch.
Quick, the zip line.
He's getting away.
Throw our last crunch berry.
No!
No one steals my crunch berries.
I think you mean my crunch berries. Choose your own crunch venture with Cap'n Crunch.
Welcome to Wisconsin in Focus. I'm Benjamin Yount, filling in for J.D. Davidson this week. It is fair season here in Wisconsin, and while for a lot of us that means rides and elephant ears and corn dogs and lots of beer for me, for kids and families in rural Wisconsin, it means 4-H, showing animals and going to the petting zoo. But there's an outbreak of the bird flu this year. Some states have found that flu in their cows. Wisconsin is, of course, the dairy land, and it's a huge concern for both public health managers and agriculture managers here in the state. But they're not panicking, at least not yet. Tom Haupt is an epidemiologist with the Department of Health Services. This week, he explained the thinking as we head into the summer fair season.
And obviously, it is a concern for us, having had the avian flu going from mammals to people. From poultry to animals to mammals to people as well. Right now, the risk is still being said to be very low. We've only had 3 cases in the United States so far this year. 2 of them had conjunctivitis and 1 had upper respiratory symptoms. But nonetheless, there is that possibility of more cases being identified. That would not come as a surprise to us. But we are preparing ourselves as if we're going to have cases, and we're going to be working with the local public health departments and providers to be sure that we're testing people who need to be tested. But we also want to assure the public that it's not a panic situation as yet. And as I said, the risk is very low at this particular point of mammals to human transmission of high-path avian influenza H5.
Wisconsin last reported a bird flu case among birds back early in the year, January, and mostly up in northwestern Wisconsin, Barron County, where there was, up until recently, a Jennie-O turkey farm. Most of the states that have been tracking the bird flu have been tracking cases. Wisconsin has tested a couple of hundred cows, but so far, no people yet. And Haupt said they're not quite at the point where they are going to mass test anyone here in the state. The way that he and DHS is putting it, they are not recommending that doctors test asymptomatic people yet, though Haupt did say that DHS has requested that doctors, when someone presents with flu-like symptoms, is asking doctors to ask people about any possible animal exposure. Have they worked at a dairy farm? Have they been to a fair? Have they walked through the livestock barns? But it is noteworthy that DHS is saying not to panic yet. That doesn't mean that Wisconsin is just sitting around. The state veterinarian, Darlene Conkle with the Department of Ag, said there are going to be new rules for fairs this year when it comes to moving dairy cows.
We have reached out to Wisconsin Fairs Association and some of the earlier fairs coming up this season. As many of you know, DACCAP did release news last week that we are requiring testing of lactating dairy cattle moving within Wisconsin before attending a fair or exhibition. So we got the word out about that last week, and we're reaching out to the fairs on that aspect, but also on general biosecurity, which helps protect both animal and human health. There's quite a few biosecurity resources on our website, mainly directed towards keeping animals healthy throughout the year, and especially during fair season, with tips for all sorts of farmers, including young farmers, on how to protect animal health.
Conkle said the fear, the concern, the focus continues to be mostly on dairy cows and on birds, chickens, turkeys, ducks, and the like. There are petting zoos at many local fairs, and so far there's no worry about the bird flu turning up in donkeys or llamas or anything like that. Conkle did say pigs have their own flu, but that's not a concern this year. One of the Department of Health Services veterinarians, Dr. Angie Maxted, said, honest to God, the best way to stay away from the flu, the best way to stay healthy this flu season is to do the kind of stuff that you're probably doing already, particularly if you've got little kids.
In general, we want people to be safe around animals, fair animals, whether it's cattle, swine, others. We think fairs are great educational opportunities for people to learn about animals and see them and interact. But basic common sense measures to keep yourself safe around animals would also extend to avian influenza, such as making sure that hands are washed appropriately, that small children are not able to lick surfaces that other animals may have touched, or and making sure to keep strollers and pacifiers out of animal areas. Just basic common sense measures will go a long way against H5N1 or any other disease that animals may have.
In other words, don't lick the cow pens, don't kiss the chickens on the lips, and don't share your pacifier with the goats. Fair season does begin, continues all summer long. I'm a sucker for fairs, so if you are out at one of Wisconsin's wonderful county fairs or the state fair, you may see me. Thanks so very much for taking the time. Thanks for joining us here on Wisconsin in Focus. I'm Benjamin Yount. You can, of course, find out more about these stories and a bunch of others over at our website, thecentersquare.com.
I won't let my active psoriatic arthritis joint symptoms define me.
Emerge as you. Tremfya guselkumab is proven to significantly reduce joint pain, stiffness, and swelling in adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Some patients even reported less fatigue as assessed by survey 1 week prior. Results may vary. Tremfya is taken by injection 6 times a year after 2 starter doses at weeks 0 and 4.
Serious allergic reactions may occur. Tremfya may increase your risk of infections and lower your ability to fight them. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms of infection, including fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough. Tell your doctor if you had a vaccine or plan to.
Emerge as you. Learn more about Tremfya, including important safety information, at tremfya.com or call 1-877-578-3527. See our ad in Food and Wine magazine. For patients prescribed Tremfya, cost support may be available.